From non-league obscurity to the edge of football's promised land, Michael Williamson just said the words every Wrexham fan has been dreaming of, and the Championship isn't ready for what's coming next. All right, Wrexham fans, if you've been on this incredible journey with the Red Dragons, smash that subscribe button, because what I'm about to tell you is going to give you goosebumps. Let's dive in. Michael Williamson, Wrexham CEO, has just dropped a bombshell that sent shockwaves through the racecourse and beyond. He's not just talking about survival in the Championship anymore. He's not even just talking about playoffs. No, Williamson is looking straight at the Premier League, and he's deadly serious about it. Right now, Wrexham sit 13th in the Championship, unbeaten in 5 league matches, just 4 points off the playoff places. But here's what's extraordinary. Williamson isn't treating the top flight as some distant fantasy. He's asking his staff one question: how do we prepare for when we reach the Premier League? Not if, when. This isn't just about one season, one playoff push, one moment of glory. This is about Wrexham AFC planning for the biggest stage in English football, from the National League to potentially facing Manchester City at the Etihad, from Hollywood dreams to Premier League reality. But to understand how we got to this jaw-dropping moment, we need to go back and see exactly how Wrexham have turned the Championship on its head. 3 years ago, Wrexham was stuck in the National League, the 5th tier of English football. The oldest club in Wales, founded in 1864, had been languishing outside the Football League for over a decade. Then came Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney in February 2021, 2 Hollywood stars who saw something special in this working-class Welsh town and its beloved football club. What followed was nothing short of extraordinary. Phil Parkinson arrived as manager and orchestrated a record-breaking run, 3 consecutive promotions. National League champions in 2022-23, League 2 champions in 2023-24, and now competing in the Championship, just 1 division below the Premier League. The documentary series Welcome to Wrexham brought global attention to the club, but it's what's happened on the pitch that's truly remarkable. The owners backed Parkinson with serious investment over the summer, bringing in quality players who could handle the step up to the Championship. Many pundits predicted Wrexham would struggle, that the jump from League One would be too great, that reality would hit hard. They were wrong. Behind closed doors at the racecourse, there was confidence. Not arrogance, confidence. Parkinson had built something special, a squad with the right mentality, the right togetherness. The fans believed, the town believed, and, crucially, the board believed. Before the season started, Williamson set a target that raised eyebrows. He wanted Wrexham to be competitive, to be in and around the playoff places. Not just surviving, but genuinely competing with established Championship clubs, some with parachute payments and decades of second-tier experience. Fast forward to November, and that's exactly where they are. 5 games unbeaten in the league, 13th in the table. More importantly, they've shown they belong at this level. They ended Coventry City's unbeaten run in the EFL last month, the leaders brought down by little Wrexham from North Wales. The atmosphere around the club has been electric. The racecourse faithful have witnessed their team go toe-to-toe with Southampton, nearly snatching points before 2 late goals in the 89th and 95th minutes. They've seen their boys compete with every club in the division and come away knowing they can win. And then Williamson said it. In an interview that should be required reading for every Wrexham supporter, the CEO laid out his vision. Not cautiously, not tentatively, but with absolute conviction. He stated, "I want us to be in the playoff positions. If you're 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th or 10th, you can see how tight this league is. If we give ourselves a chance to fight for a playoff spot, and ultimately if we can get to the playoffs with the momentum we have, the mentality of this group and our supporters, I wouldn't rule anything out." Read that again. He wouldn't rule anything out. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Williamson didn't stop there. He went further, much further. From my current standpoint, how do we build on and off the pitch to prepare ourselves for when the time comes to step up to the Premier League? When the time comes. Not if, when. This is a CEO who's looking at Leicester City and Sheffield United struggling in the Championship and thinking, we can do this. This is a board that's watched their team prove doubters wrong season after season and is now planning for the unthinkable.
Williamson acknowledged the reality. As much as the transition from League One to the Championship is a big jump with challenges on and off the pitch, and it's a massive jump, the transition from Championship to Premier League is an even bigger and more significant jump in all those areas. He knows what's coming. The financial requirements, the infrastructure needed, the squad depth required, the pressure of facing clubs with limitless resources. But rather than backing away from that challenge, Williamson and the Wrexham board are embracing it. Could you have imagined this 3 years ago, 5 years ago, a decade ago, when Wrexham were battling in non-league football? The reaction from Wrexham fans has been a beautiful mix of disbelief and pride. Social media lit up after Williamson's comments. From the National League to talking about the Prem. Is this real life? One supporter tweeted. Another simply posted, Hollywood couldn't write this script. The racecourse faithful are cautiously optimistic. They've been hurt before. They've seen this club go through dark times. But there's something different now. 3 promotions in 3 years isn't luck. It's a pattern, it's sustainable growth, it's proper planning meeting Hollywood ambition. Local media in North Wales have been buzzing. The leader has covered every angle of Wrexham's Championship campaign, and Williamson's Premier League comments have dominated the sports pages. BBC Wales pundits have started asking the question nobody dared ask 6 months ago: could Wrexham actually do it? Inside the dressing room, you can sense the belief growing. Parkinson has built a squad that doesn't fear anyone. They've gone to established Championship grounds and competed. They've welcomed big clubs to the racecourse and made them uncomfortable. The players know what the board are thinking, and rather than feeling pressure, they're embracing the challenge. Even national media are taking notice. Wrexham isn't just a feel-good story anymore. They're a genuine Championship club with genuine ambition. The narrative has shifted from Hollywood owners having fun to serious football club with serious goals. Williamson was careful to manage expectations, admitting he's not getting carried away with predictions of back-to-back promotions, but the key phrase keeps coming back: we need to be prepared, whether it's at the end of this season, next season, or the one after. The club is actively planning for the Premier League. That's not hope, that's strategy. So what does this actually mean for Wrexham's season and beyond? Let's break it down.
Firstly, with 2/3 of the campaign still to play, Wrexham are perfectly positioned. 4 points off the playoffs with 31 matches remaining. In a league as tight as the Championship, where Leicester and Sheffield United are struggling despite being favourites, anything is genuinely possible. Williamson's right to point out those drop points, the Southampton heartbreak, draws snatched from winning positions. If Wrexham had held on in just a few of those matches, they'd already be inside the playoff spots. That's not naive optimism, that's cold, hard reality. But this goes beyond one season. What Williamson is building is infrastructure for sustained success. The club is preparing for every eventuality. If they make the playoffs this year and somehow reach the Premier League, they won't be caught unprepared like other clubs have been. If it takes another year or two, they'll be even stronger when the moment arrives. Compare this to Wrexham's journey from non-league. When they were promoted from League 2, they didn't just hope to survive in League 1, they prepared properly and won the title. When they stepped up to the Championship, they invested wisely and are now competing immediately. That's not luck, that's intelligent, forward-thinking leadership. The Premier League would be the ultimate chapter in this Hollywood story. Wrexham AFC, from the National League to facing Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester United. The racecourse ground hosting Premier League football for the first time in history. Reynolds and McElhenney watching their investment reach the pinnacle of English football. The financial implications are staggering. Premier League television money, sponsorship deals, global exposure beyond even what Welcome to Wrexham has provided. But Williamson's point about preparation is crucial. Clubs have reached the Premier League unprepared and been destroyed financially and structurally. Wrexham are determined that won't be them. What happens next? Wrexham face a crucial run of fixtures before the new year. Every match is an opportunity to close that 4-point gap. The transfer window opens in January. Will the board back Parkinson again? Based on their track record, you'd bet on it. This story reminds me of Leicester City's miracle run to the Premier League title. But this is different. This is sustainable, planned ambition. This is a club building from solid foundations with owners who understand both the romance and the business of football. From Hollywood to the racecourse ground, from the National League to dreams of the Premier League. This is what makes Wrexham special. A club that refuses to accept limitations, that keeps pushing boundaries, that makes the impossible feel inevitable. Michael Williamson isn't selling false hope. He's laying out the vision based on what this club has already achieved. 3 promotions in 3 years, competing in the Championship against all expectations, building something sustainable and special in a working-class Welsh town that's always believed in its football club. This is our story, and the best chapters might still be unwritten. Let me know in the comments. Do you believe Wrexham can reach the Premier League? What would it mean to you to see the Red Dragons in the top flight? Hit like if you're back in Wrexham no matter what, and subscribe for more coverage of this incredible journey. Come on, you Reds.